Solutions that teach students how to read are also known as intervention solutions. This is because in primary school, if a student struggles to read, they're often taken out of class into intervention groups. And this will be where typically a teaching assistant repeats work already done in class to help the student have a better chance of learning how to read. Intervention solutions are a way of doing this utilizing technology rather than a teaching assistant. This is where I first learned about how I could use technology with my own family. All my children struggled to learn to read, and yet they really believed books were bad and screens were good. So if I bought them a workbook and asked them to work through it, they wouldn't do it. But intervention solutions often have a really nice user interface, which is very child friendly, and they involve playing games to reinforce learning. So my children were happy to play these games when they weren't happy to go through a workbook. Technology lends itself brilliantly to intervention solutions. One of the main reasons for this is they all start with an individual assessment, which means they tailor a program of study that suits the need of that specific child. So very few intervention groups are one-to-one, and often students have to sit through relearning stuff that they did get because of the needs of the group. So particularly in a school environment or in a busy home, a child can just wear headphones and they can just follow their own program of study that meets their specific requirements. Secondly, there's no shame at all in redoing one set of games for the same learning module over and over again. They don't have to say to a teaching assistant in front of other students, "Sorry, I don't understand that. Could you do it again?" So for that reason alone, I love technology when it comes to learning to read. Thirdly, most intervention solutions are fun and they are adaptive. So they change dependent on the answers the children gives, and they give corrections straight away, so they don't have to wait for anything to be marked. And fourthly, they provide great reporting. So as an adult, a parent or an educational professional, it's easy to go in and see what the child was struggling with. Intervention solutions don't just exist for primary age students. There are also great solutions for adults and secondary age students. But the solution I would recommend would vary dependent on the age of the student. If you want to help any student learn to read, or perhaps fill in some gaps in their knowledge, intervention solutions are an excellent, cost-effective way of doing this. I'd recommend you check out my other videos on specific solutions. I do hope you found this video useful. Please share it with anyone you know who could benefit. I'd be very grateful if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, as doing so really helps others find this information. If you hit the bell button once you've subscribed, you'll be notified when I create new videos. I've produced some comprehensive free resources to help dyslexics achieve. Details on how to download them are below. Let's work together to help all learners achieve.